Alright, so as I'm going through this, make sure you are also fixing whatever. If you have questions, let me know. And then I'll talk about some common mistakes that I saw as well. So I don't know if this was this class or the other class, but some of you had this confusion because it says polynomials, and I don't think I clarified this enough. Polynomials is like the overall topic of all of these words. All of these fit under the topic of polynomials. So they're all generally called polynomials, but they also have specific names. Constant, linear, quadratic, cubic. Sorry, those are the wrong things. Monomial, those. These. So they can be called polynomials in general, or specifically monomials, binomials, trinomials, polynomials. So the ones that were already in standard form were the first one and the last one. Then if you got those two and didn't choose any others, you got all 4 points for that. And you had to fix the middle two. So 8x to the fourth minus 5x squared, y squared minus 7xy plus 3y to the fourth. If you were fixing that one and put y to the fourth first, just be careful with that because remember that ABC order trumps highest exponent. You want to put the highest exponent first, but it has to be all of your x's before your y's. And then the other one would be 2c to the third plus 3c squared plus 5c plus 4. Questions on that one? And then for number 2, there were some confusion here. So this, you should be pulling one word from this section, one word from this section. So this was a cubic binomial. Oh. Matthew, did I give you yours? No, I did not. Put this on my bag. Oh. Sorry. Cubic because the highest exponent is 3, binomial because there's only 2 terms. This next one was a quadratic, trinomial, quadratic because the highest exponent is 2 and then there are 3 terms. And then this one was another quadratic, but a binomial. Quadratic because the exponent is 2, binomial because there's only 2 terms. And then this last one tripped a lot of us up. This should be linear and a binomial. Constant is when you don't have any variables at all. So if you don't have variables, that is a constant. Questions on that one? The second section was like hit or miss. Some of us really got it, some of us didn't. Our majority problem was this one, but there were some issues with 4 as well. So most of you distributed the exponent or multiplied the exponent to the other exponents to get x to the third, y to the fourth, x to the third, y to the fourth inside. After that is where I saw a lot of problems. Here you should just be multiplying this entire thing by 5, not distributing the 5. There's not a plus or a minus in between. So we can't like separate this. So this should just be 5x to the third, y to the fourth. Some of you are putting 5x to the third, 5y to the fourth, and we shouldn't have been doing that. Then at that point, we're just combining like terms. So this is really 1. 1 plus 5 gives us 6. So 6x to the third, y to the fourth was our final answer there. Questions on that one? Number 4, you had to deal with your numerator first. So multiply the numbers to get 12, add the exponents. Getting that numerator right was worth 1 point. Then you had to simplify each of the things, and that were each worth 1 point. 12 over 18 simplified to be 2 over 3. Some of you did this part and then did the final answer. This should be 6 minus 9, but when you're writing it, put it in your numerator first. Some of you were putting it in your denominator and then flipping it, which is why that ended up being wrong. And then y to the third. So our final answer should be 2y to the third all over 3x to the third. So if we didn't get this, we should be fixing it, writing it down, making sure we don't make those same mistakes on the tests. Do we have any questions on that one? Then on the back, most of you got 5, 6 was the issue. Here we are subtracting, so some of you moved this over and subtracted like that, distributed the negative and then combined like terms. However you did it, we're subtracting. So 4x squared minus 2x squared is 2x squared. Our exponent shouldn't change. Negative 2 minus a negative x is negative 2 plus x, so negative x. And 6 minus 8 should be a negative 2. So if you got all three of those, getting each one correctly was worth 1 point. Questions on that one? And then for the last one, so some of you were doing the box method, some of you were doing distributing or rewriting. Either was fine. Some of you were using this box as your box, which was also fine. But we have to remember that if we're multiplying like bases, we need to add the exponents, and some of us weren't doing that. So 3x times negative 6x would be negative 18x squared. So if we didn't square it, that was your problem. And then some of us did perimeter, not area, so that was one issue. Some of us weren't multiplying everything together, and we need to. So this would be a positive 24xy. Since it has both. And then 15xy, and then negative 20y squared. So getting each of those correctly was worth 4 points, and then getting your final answer correctly was worth 1. So ABC order, negative 18x squared, combine your like terms, and then your y squared. What questions do we have on that one? Sophia, did you have a question? Okay. What is your question? Okay. So this may be a similar question some of you had. Sophia asked, why aren't these squared since there are 2 of them, but we're just combining our like terms, so we wouldn't be touching the exponents. They would stay the same. Any other questions? On your review, do you have any last minute questions? You'd have to tell me which page and which number. you want to go back over, have questions about, want to see again, anything like that? Bless you. This is your last chance to ask questions. If you have any. Bless you. If you're still looking, that's fine. Lily passed out the binder check for everyone. If you have questions on what something is, let me know and I can tell you what it looks like. What did it say? I really just need this stuff from Unit 3. Don't worry about Unit 1, Unit 2. So as long as you get the papers from Unit 3, or if it's in your folder, in your binder, if you want to like paper clip it, I have paper clips. So go ahead and get that stuff together. That way I can start doing that. Does anyone have any last minute questions on the review? If not, go ahead and get those papers together.